We're going to talk through these super simple beginner needle felts in a minute and hopefully get you all inspired for your autumnal creations. Hi felters and welcome. So first off, let's talk about where you're going to get your inspiration from. It really is mushroom season right now, so get yourselves out and about and having a look through the woods. Even just in the fields you can see mushrooms, and so many different types. Seems to have been a bumper crop for red mushrooms this year. One of my subscribers told me about there was loads of acorns that were masting, so every 5 to 10 years they have a lot of acorns that are produced to ensure the species survive, and I think the red mushrooms are doing the same. This was just looking at a simple mug and the pumpkin design on that and the colours in the greenery. So just having a look around you. This is a project bag by Dear Emma Designs. Lovely red mushrooms, but also we've got brown mushrooms, different coloured mushrooms, different shapes, using a bit of embroidery work, not necessarily always in the white. The other one was in gold. This is a Tesco's bag that I absolutely loved. It was a bag for life for £1, but I loved the colours. I loved the greenery with it. In York, they have a ghost shop and they do these little ceramic ghosts. There's always a queue for this shop. It is so popular and they have thousands of ceramic ghosts in there. But their packaging is beautiful too. Look at the box. I think that's so well designed. But, you know, looking at the ghost, realising you don't have to have a white ghost, you can have it multicoloured. Also going, you know, into the natural pumpkins and just looking at the colours they've got. We're going to carve these two big ones later today, I think, because it's Halloween. But yeah, beautiful colours there. And also going into other crafts, getting inspiration from their makes and their patterns and their designs. We have lots of pumpkin displays in and around the area. I quite like this black pumpkin. I thought that was really interesting. Good old Lidl with their flowers. How did they do black and white flowers? Let me know. And a super cute little wooden bat on a stick. So yes, I know it's a cliche, but really inspiration is all around us if we get ourselves out there. Sorry about the room. I'm going to be redecorating. That's going to be a video coming up soon. Now, I really wanted to do full tutorials on all of these pieces that I'm about to show you, but I haven't had time. So I thought I would still make them and just talk through how I've done them. If you have any questions, pop it in the comments below. So let me talk you through all these items I've created. So first up is this guy, and I'll just talk you through the elements of this one. Super, super simple. It really is a tiny frame. Nice, simple felted blue background. I've done a couple of locks there. This is some tops. That is, that was some locks and I just twisted it round. Then I embroidered this little area here. I think you can see it quite well. Trying to make a little fern leaf, tiny bit of grass at the bottom. With the mushroom, it's red base, a little bit of darker wool here. A little bit of lighter yellow, just there, not much. And then I embroidered, this is a French knot, which you'll see me as I do it, I'll demonstrate it for you. Really simple, because you've got this 2D, 3D, you can sew through it and it makes life a lot easier. When you're trying to do a whole 3D mushroom, it's slightly harder. Still possible, but not as easy. And then the base, I just did, this is just a tulle stem, and then I added another bit around there with some dark shading colours underneath. I think this really helped because it sort of pops out a bit. Don't know if you can see that. It sort of makes it a bit more 3D. So that's that one. Next up, we'll do the pumpkin. Oh, the most easiest one in the world. Plain pumpkin, then put the wool on, and I start at the middle and go one side and then the other. They curve round. They always have to go back to the bottom and the top. Just remember that. Then I had some slightly, not even darker, slightly different coloured wool here. That's sombrero, I think. And then a lighter colour up here just to give it a tiny bit of definition. Green background on this one. I did put some glue on the back of these when I stuck them on. A very sort of thin amount of glue, quite a big amount of glue under this bit, and I stuck it to the back bit of the board because, you know, I don't think anyone's going to take them out. A lot of people say don't glue it in case they want to change the frame, but I don't think people would change the frame. And then this is just a pipe cleaner, and I've just attached it in, and because, you know, it sticks out, that's quite interesting. And then next up, this chanterelle mushroom. So I did quite a big base, and then I did a sort of a flatter area, put it on the top, shaped it, felted it inwards. It's a bit tricky to see. Felted it inwards a little bit to get these sort of ridges. And this is a brighter yellow than the base under there. And then I just took some, this was a wool yarn, like a wool that you'd knit with, but I stripped like it was a 4-ply or something, or a 3-ply, and I stripped the pieces, and then I had to twist them to make them really, really tight. I mean, yes, of course you can use felted wool and just twist it, but I find I get quite a nice even effect with a wool yarn, and then just a load of wool yarn again at the bottom, which you guys have seen me do an awful lot, but quite effective, a nice contrasting blue colour. So that's the 3 pictures. Didn't take long, and they look so good standing up. Moving on to small and super simple again, you can buy, see, I haven't really done the backs nicely. You can buy these embroidery hoops for, I think I had a pack of 10. I was framing something that someone had given me, and so I've got quite a few. So easy. So this is just acorns, and I've sewn it to it. I was going to do some leaves with it, but it doesn't need it. And I like the autumnal colours with those acorns. And then this is just literally a mushroom, and I've put some wool locks around the outside. So I've got all of these locks here, just to give it a bit more detail. So you do it flat on your surface with the wool felt. So I use, these are all 100% wool felt, these ones, rather than a pre-felt, because a pre-felt's a little bit too soft. Let's do it flat on here. I did draw a circle around it so I knew where I was going to be focusing. And then you just pop it in, and then you just trim it really close. It's so easy to trim on these. But you could hang those up, you could put a little ribbon on them. I'm quite quite like these ones. And I've got another 7 hoops, so I'm going to do some more in the future. Items in glass jars. Now, I wanted to do a whole video of doing items in glass jars, but I'm not going to get round to it. So I thought I did these a while ago, actually, and they've been sitting in these glass jars like this for over 6 months through the summer, and they've not like sweated. Obviously, I don't leave them on the windowsill, but they're nicely protected and they look good. And these jars, so cheap. You can get 6 jars for £8, maybe even less. The thing to notice is this is a round jar. I don't know if that, oh, sorry, banging them, if that's better. This is a, it's got sort of more square. If you look at it, I don't think you can see it from the top, but you literally glue them to the base. And so this is like my mushroom kit that I've got. And I just wool yarn under there, bit of shading, bit of colouring. Actually, it looks nice out as well, doesn't it? And then lots of tiny locks. These are blue-faced Leicester locks, so the curl is a lot smaller. This is just a pipe cleaner, and then you glued it on, and they are super protected. And I think that's really cute. I think people will like these. Let me just get this one out. Again, very similar. This is like not a button mushroom. I'm not sure what they call them. You can do anything you want with a mushroom. If you just did a top that shape, you can do whatever colour you want. And then lots of wool yarn at the bottom and locks. And I've done a little mound underneath and it's glued on. I also I've got a couple of other glass containers. Let me show you them. Well, actually, I've just got this one, which is a really nice dome that I bought off Amazon. It's a little bit more expensive, so you're going to have to add that to the price. But anything you put in it is protected and it looks super, super smart. This is my little autumnal witch, because it's nice that she's green and not witchy witch. I quite like that. So she's got a nice witch's hat, which you create the top. Then you do this as a flat base and you attach that onto there, and then you felt through onto the head. She's got pipe cleaners inside, literally a pipe cleaner like that and a pipe cleaner like that, build up the head. She hasn't got she's got nobody. No one wants to see under there, but she doesn't come below that. And then this is just tops. I've got some fairy tutorials on my channel. So you wrap the arms first, then you wrap the body, then you attach this and put the hair on. And I did a sort of side parting, but I think she's adorable. I really like her, actually. So that's, you know, fairies, elves, witches, anything like that. And I could have given her a broomstick, I suppose, but I like the fact she's green and slightly different and not as scary as a black witch. So this is my pumpkin pals, and it's really similar to the Jellycat pumpkin, although I think Jellycat pumpkin's got brown legs, but he's got a little face, and I've just given him some hair and a little leaf at the side and a stalk. So simple. Wool yarn to create the effect. And I think the legs are cute on him, actually. So I call him Pumpkin Pals. I think that would sell really well at a craft fair. But simple eyes and mouth just to give him a little bit of character. So, oh, he's lovely. There we go, Pumpkin Pal. Now I have a full playlist, an autumnal playlist, so I will link the actual playlist at the end, but just to talk you through some of the videos, I've done this really super simple needle felted pumpkin one. I did how to do cozy conkers and adorable acorns. That was a really good video, actually. I really enjoyed that one. I did the outside of the conker too. I did how to create these realistic pumpkins. It was a challenge to myself. So I took these 3 pumpkins and created them as realistically as possible. I also did glam up your pumpkins. That's a nice one just to, if you don't fancy the normal pumpkin colour, or you want the pumpkin in the colour of your room and you want to glam it up a bit and make it look a little bit deluxe. I did a stacking pumpkin. That's a really great table centerpiece. Thoroughly recommend that one. I also did some wet felting, wet felted mushroom and pumpkin, and you put lights inside them. That looks really good, especially in the evenings, you know, when you have the lights down a little bit. I did Freya the Friendly Ghost. I think that's it. Let me just double check. And I did an autumnal alpaca. I know, doesn't really make sense, but he's in autumnal colours. So this is the playlist here. Just click on that and you can go through and you can see all the videos there to inspire you just a little bit more. Next up, I'm going on a retreat, a needle felting retreat, I should say. And it's 2 nights away, and we're going to make a lovely reindeer wreath. It's with Liberty's Feltery. So subscribe if you want to see that. And we're going to change my room round a bit. Lots to come. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.